with my makeup today, seeing as I've now unpacked them all and found everything. And I thought I'd do a little bit of a comparison, some matte foundation versus luminous foundation, which I thought would be kind of fun, because I know a lot of my clients sometimes say, well, I don't know which one I should go for, and there is definitely a difference. So I was quite keen, and I've been keen to try this for a long time, is to see just how the two different foundations wear throughout the day. So I've done a little bit of an experiment today. I don't know if you can tell just looking at the camera, but I've put luminous on this side and I've put matte on this side. So I've done Ivory 5 in both because that is my true shade, although I have got bronzer on, so now I'm probably a little bit pale in the face. And so that's what I've done. I've done it very carefully so as not to mix the two. I use different sides of the sponge to put them on so that we don't get any crossover, and so far I think I've blended it pretty well. But the rule of thumb is you get matte and you get luminous, and so typically the luminous is for normal to dry skin. It's a hydrating foundation, so it's got slightly more oils in it and things. I think this one has jojoba oil in it, so it's great for people with rosacea and things like that. It's a very calming foundation, but it will give you that really pretty glow to the skin. If you're like me and you've got oily skin or combination skin, then you probably should go for the matte wear, which is for combination to oily, and this one keeps your skin looking much drier throughout the day, and it will help to keep things like your pores much more minimalized, because it's drier and it's not going to highlight or emphasize all the little marks on your face. So this is my little experiment. Hope you enjoy it, and I will touch base with you throughout the day as we go with little updates on how it's wearing. Okay, so I've just put foundation on both sides of my face, and I'm hoping you can see the difference, because I definitely can. So this side here is the matte side, and you can see it's pretty matte. That was just from one application of Ivory 5, which is my shade. And then this side is the luminous side, which is also Ivory 5, and you can see there is definitely a glow to it. So I'm not going to powder for the day, and I'm just going to see how it wears. And all I've done is basically jump out of the shower, put my skincare routine on, and then I've put my foundation on. So I'm going to go and do the rest of my face. Okay, so I'm back and have done my makeup. Now normally I would set with powder. For today I haven't, just so that I can see how the foundations truly wear just on their own. So or the only powder I've put on is a bit of blush. So normally I'd have some bronzer and some setting powder and some highlighting powder and all of those good things, but I didn't want to alter the foundation too much, just so that I can see how it wears throughout the day. So keep in mind, normally you would set it, I would anyway, regardless of what sort of foundation I was going to be putting on, whether it was luminous or matte. So I can definitely see, like, this side is the luminous side, and you can see that there is a glow. It's not greasy or anything like that, it's actually dry to the touch, but it definitely does have a real luminous look to it. This side is the matte side, and this one is also really dry to the touch as well. I kind of feel when I was putting on my blush that the luminous side grabbed the colour more than the matte side did, so I feel a little bit uneven for some reason, but anyway. And definitely when I looked up close in the mirror, like when I looked at my cheeks in here, I could, on the matte side, was definitely more flawless looking as far as being able to see my pores. So definitely if you're an oilier skin type, then that's the way you should go, because it does help to minimize the appearance of pores, whereas the luminous one, the extra glow will actually emphasize them more. So but other than that, they're both beautiful. The colours, as you can see, are exactly the same. You can't tell the difference. It's just that side's a little bit shinier, that side's a little bit matter. You know, trends are changing, and everyone's really on the matte thing at the moment. It seems to be a lot of makeup looks coming through going back to sort of the 90s look, where everything was matte. Or there's a lot of foundations on the market now that are trying to give the luminous effect as well. So it's a little bit all over the place at the moment, and it truly does come down to your preference as well. So you do whatever makes you happy. Anyway, the time is 11:49 in the morning. I'm a little bit late today, but it is Sunday, so I will check in a couple of hours' time and we'll see what's going on with the two foundations and I'll update you then. Hi guys, the time is 2:30 p.m. So the foundation has been on for approximately 3 hours. The Luminous is starting to look just a tad too glowy for my liking. You can see it's this side here, and you can tell on my forehead it's getting really shiny. It doesn't feel greasy, but I can definitely feel something. But it doesn't feel all greasy in that the foundation is moving or anything like that. It's still definitely all in place. But yeah, I just would prefer not to have quite so much glow to my skin. The matte side is still looking pretty good. It's got a natural glow coming through just because, you know, I do have such an oily skin. You can see the difference on my forehead, I hope. Like, you can see that's quite shiny, and then this side has got a little bit of shine, but definitely not as much as the other side. So definitely about now I'd be wanting to touch up with some powder and some oil blotting sheets, but I'm going to stay strong and not do it, and I'll be back in another few hours with the final conclusion. So I will talk to you soon. Hi guys, I'm back. So the time is 4:57 p.m. and I'm going to give you my final conclusion on how they've held up pretty well, I think. I mean, apart from definite shininess on one side of my face, the other side is starting to get quite glowy as well, which is quite normal for me because, like I say, I do have very oily skin all over. Which is a good thing as you're aging, I guess, but normally I would have definitely have attacked it with some blotting papers and some powder by now for sure. But I braved it out today just for you guys to show you what they did. But other than the oiliness showing through, I have to say neither foundation has moved at all. It hasn't broken down. It hasn't changed colour. Like, I was a little bit worried that the Luminous side might have started changing colour a little bit, because as the oil starts to break down the makeup it can sort of alter a little bit, but neither of them have done that. And they haven't gone patchy or anything. I mean, it still looks pretty much like perfect makeup apart from the shininess, so I'm really happy with that. For my skin type, I definitely would be sticking with the matte. Because with the Luminous one, for me, I would just have to be touching up all day. It's just a little bit too dewy for my skin type. But if you're someone with a dry skin, then I think you'd absolutely love this foundation, because it is just going to give you that extra little bit of hydration so that you don't have, you know, patchiness and the dry flakiness that you might have on your skin showing up. So definitely would go for that one. And if you like a more dewy look, then you might actually prefer this one as well. If you are somewhere between oily combination or even dry, then you're going to love the matte one anyway, because matte is matte, and it is a very good matte foundation. It has held up very well throughout the day. So I'm going to go, so I hope you found this helpful. I'm going to go and wash all this makeup off, because it's Sunday evening and it's a lot of makeup for a Sunday night, and I'm feeling very shiny. So I hope you found this helpful if you're choosing a foundation and which one to go for or which one to recommend to your clients. And if you have any questions, as always, feel free to ask them, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.